Channel 1 is the first television channel to broadcast in the Russian Federation. The channel replaced the channel Ostankino that broadcast until the Soviet Union broke up in 1991 as a successor to the first channel of the Central Television of the USSR. It has its headquarters in the Technical Center Ostankino, near the Ostankino Tower, Moscow. Although for everything, Channel 1 Russia keeps its program from year 1995 to 2016. Lost. Channel 1 Russia discontinued its show Russian Roulette in July 13, 2003. First among Russia's countrywide channels, Channel 1 has more than 250 million viewers worldwide. It implemented 16:9 broadcast format on the 4th of January 2011 to the 1st of June 2011 and the 10th of October 2011 on satellite and digital cable broadcasting, and 14:9 on analog broadcasting. From 1995 to 2002 the channel was known as Public Russian Television, a Russian public television production. Channel 1 has produced many films, including 4 of the highest-grossing Russian movies after the Soviet collapse: Night Watch, The Turkish Gambit, Day Watch, and The Irony of Fate 2. It has the Russian adaptations of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Survivor, and Star Factory, as well as many homegrown productions. Programming: Vremya news program, on air since 1968. Ledenovye period, ice skating show. Posner, Vladimir Posner's current affairs program. Gordon, Alexander Gordon's talk show. Divy Pozhanemzya, helping people find people they are right for. The Sniffer, detective series. International series that were broadcasting on Channel 1 lost. Lie to Me, Ugly Betty, Flash Forward, Boardwalk Empire, Body of Proof. The series premiered on the 7th of February 2011. Suits premiered on the 26th of September 2011. Terra Nova premiered on the 27th of September 2011. Furbradelson premiered on the 28th of September 2011. Sherlock, White Collar, Californication, Ray Donovan, Bates Motel, Brazilian soap operas Tropicalante April to December 1995. Mulheres to Our Air January 3 of July 1996. Approxima Vitima July 1996 Winter 1997. O Radagado 1997 1998. Anjoma 1998. Avenida Brazil 2013. Former international and Russian animated series New Pogodi 1969 to 1998. The Flying House 1992 1993 1994. Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies. Mother B 1991 to 1993. Alvin and the Chipmunks. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer 1994. Challenge of the GoBots 1994. Topo Gigio the 21st of November 1994 January 1995. Wonder Beat Scramble January to March 1995. Les Miserables 1995. Widget Autumn Winter 1995. Andy Panzer 1995 1996. Woody Woodpecker 1995 December 1997. Monster Force the 22nd of January the 7th of February 1996. Dog City 1996. The Legend of Prince Valiant Summer 1996. Fievel's American Tales Summer 1996 April to May 2002. Exo Squad Autumn 1996. The Pink Panther 1996 1997 1998. Orson and Amp Olivia Winter Spring 1997. The Legends of Treasure Island Spring 1997. The Real Adventures of Johnny Quest, the 30th of October 1997 to 29 October 1998. Albert the Fifth Musketeer, Autumn 1998. Action Man, the 9th of March, the 23rd of April 1999. Around the World in 80 Days, May to July 1999. Phantom 2040, July, the 10th of September 1999. Beast Wars, the 29th of November 1999 to 20 January 2000. Extreme Ghostbusters, the 23rd of January, the 29th of March 2000. All Dogs Go to Heaven, the series, the 13th of November 2000 to 2002. Pokemon, the 18th of December 2000 to 3 September 2001. Pororo the Little Penguin, the 2nd of December 2002 to 18 May 2009. Teo the Little Bus, the 10th of May 2010 present. Kokomo 2008 present. Walt Disney Presents DuckTales. 1991-1992. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. 1991-1992. Disney's Adventures of the Gummy Bears. 1992. Tailspin. 1992. History. When the Soviet Union was abolished, the Russian Federation took over most of its structures and institutions. One of the first acts of Boris Yeltsin's new government was his signing of a presidential decree on the 27th of December 1991, providing for Russian jurisdiction over the central television system. The all-Union State TV and Radio Company was transformed into the Russian State TV and Radio Company Ostankino. A presidential decree of the 30th of November 1994 transformed Ostankino into a closed joint stock company, Russian Public TV. The shares were distributed between state agencies and private shareholders, including numerous banks. The partial privatization was inspired by the intolerable financial situation of Ostankino owing to huge transmission costs and a bloated payroll. Following the 1998 financial collapse, the channel obtained a government loan of $100 million from state-controlled Bank Vnesheknombank. Also in 1998, the closed joint stock company was transformed into an open stock company. However, controlling votes on the board of directors remained in the hands of structures linked to then Kremlin-connected businessman Boris Berezovsky. Thanks to this state of affairs, Berezovsky was able to preserve control over the channel's cash flows as well as over its editorial line until 2002. For the 1st of April 1995 until late 2002, the channel was called ORT. It maintained the traditional programs and shows of the first channel of the Soviet television, such as Vremya Kavian, CHTO, GDE, Kogda, Vimaya Zavodnik and Club Puchestvenikov. The last two are no longer on the air of this channel. Political coverage. In autumn of 1999, the channel actively participated in State Duma electoral campaign by criticizing Moscow Mayor Yuri Luzko, Yevgeny Primakov and the party Fatherland All Russia. Major opponents of the pro-Putin party Unity. Sergei Dorenko, popularly dubbed as TV Killer, was a close ally of business oligarch and media magnate Boris Berezovsky. From September 1999 to September 2000, he hosted the influential weekly program simply called Sergei Dorenko's program on Saturdays at 9 p.m. This was especially heavy on criticism and mercilessly attacked Putin's opponents. In August 2000, however, his program criticized how the Putin government handled the explosion of the Russian submarine Kursk, when Dorenko's show was in turn suspended on the 9th of September 2000. ORT Director General Konstantin Ernst insisted that, contrary to Dorenko's allegations, the government had not been involved involved in the change. Ernst stated that he yanked the show because Dorenko had defied his orders to stop discussing the government's plan to nationalize Boris Berezovsky's 49% stake in the network. Berezovsky claims that in 2001 he was forced by the Putin administration to sell his shares. He first tried to sell them to a third party, but failed. A close friend of Berezovsky, Nikolai Glushkov, was arrested while seriously ill, and Berezovsky gave up the shares and transferred them to Roman Abramovich's Sibneft with the understanding that Glushkov would then be released. This promise was not fulfilled. Soon after Berezovsky's withdrawal, the new ownership changed the channel's name to Первый канал. Konstantin Ernst remains as general director. As of 2008, Channel One's minority shares are held by three little-known companies: ORTK, Abelink 2002, and RASDRKOM 2002. The parent companies are domiciled in Panama and Seychelles and are managed by Evry Finance Group. The ultimate owner is still believed to be Roman Abramovich, who also controls the Video International Advertising Agency, the exclusive media seller of Channel One. Russian television media in the Putin era have been criticized for the pro-government bias. The critics charge that Channel One's news and information programs are frequently used for propaganda purposes. These critics contend that Channel One airs a disproportionate amount of stories focusing on positive aspects of official government policy, while largely neglecting certain controversial topics such as war in Chechnya or social problems. In addition, some have argued that the station's news reports often blur the line between factual reporting and editorial commentary, especially when broadcasting stories concerning Russian government policies or goals. For example, during the 2004 Ukrainian presidential elections, many political observers believe the Russian government actively supported the candidacy of then Ukrainian Prime Minister Viktor Yanukovych over that of Viktor Yushchenko. In a 13 October 2004 news story, Channel One reporter Natalia Kondratyuk declared that the premier, as a candidate, is adding to his ratings by working on the economy and by solving current social problems. He does not use slogans, he is not criticizing his opponent, and he is not creating scandals. Yushchenko's style of campaigning is diametrically opposite. Quote, in another controversial example, on the 23rd of January 2005 broadcast, in the midst of widespread protests against a new reform of Russia's social benefits system, a Channel One anchor opined, "You can understand, and should understand, those who went out on the streets, but you also have to understand that the old system has completely outlived its use." Later, in the same story, a reporter characterized those protesting against the reforms as political opportunists, adding, "Criticizing the reform is good PR." A few days later, on the 27th of January 2005, as the protests continued across Russia, a Channel One reporter noted, "You can understand the elderly repealing free fares was the last hope for public transport." Similarly, on the 12th of February 2005 broadcast, the Channel One anchor declared, "The key question of the week has been, how are Presidents Saakashvili and Yushchenko different? At first, it seemed the difference was only in their appearance. In all other ways, they were like characters from the film Attack of the Clones for us." Critics of Channel One News argue that hundreds of similar examples exist where station news reporters and anchors insert editorial commentary into news reports, almost always to commend perceived allies of Russia criticize perceived enemies. As of 2006, Vladimir Posner, Ekaterina Andreeva, Petr Tolstoy and Mikhail Leontiev are among the most prominent political journalists of the channel. On Sunday, the 28th of January 2006, the Channel 1 news and analytical program Sunday Time, hosted by Petr Tolstoy, distorted the content of a speech by Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko related to the Russia-Belarus energy dispute to the contrary by editing it and deleting some crucial words. According to a BBC News analysis by Stephen Ennis, the channel has in its reports about Ukraine's war in Donbass sought to further demonize and dehumanize the Ukrainian army. On the 16th of January 2016, Channel 1 News reports on a 13-year-old girl with German and Russian citizenship in Berlin who was allegedly raped by immigrants, was denounced by the German police as fake. German Foreign Minister Frank-Walter Steinmeier has accused the Russian government of using the alleged rape for political propaganda. Criticism for cruelty to animals. The morning of the 12th of January 2008, on the program Health with Elena Malisheva about Guillain-Barré syndrome, in one of the sections a rat was violently killed. Some of the viewers said, first, that this was intolerable in a program whose audience includes children, and secondly, it was contrary to the criminal code of the Russian Federation. In particular, some claimed that viewing such violent and cruel scenes poorly affected the health of some children and people. Broadcasting. The main broadcasting center is in Ostankino Tower, Moscow. On September 2008, the channel installed new digital audio mixing systems in the new state-of-the-art broadcast complex located in the Ostankino Television Technical Center in Moscow. The new Channel 1 news facility opened in March 2008 and features advanced server technology with equipment from the world's leading television equipment manufacturers such as Thomson, EVS, and HP. Spearheading the transition of the renovated news facilities was Ostankino TV. Channel 1 began broadcasting a 1080i high-definition signal on the 24th of December 2012. Management and shareholders. According to the inspection conducted by the Audit Chamber of Russia and initiated by MP Alexander Lebedev, in 2005 the channel had the following shareholder structure and board of directors: Rosamushchestvo 38.9%, ORT Bank Consortium 24%, Rastcom 2002 to 14%, Abelink 11%, Tartas 9.1%, TTTs 3%, Alexei Gromov, Konstantin Ernst, Alexander Dezasokov, Galina Karolova, Mikhail Lezin, Nikita Mikharkov, Mikhail Pyatrovsky, Ilya Reznik, Alexander Tchaikovsky, Mikhail Shvedkoy, ORT Bank Consortium, Rastcom 2002 and Abelink controlled by Roman Abramovich, while Rosamushchestvo, Tartas and TTTs vote on behalf of the Russian state. As of 2006, the board of directors of the Channel 1 consisted of Sergei Naryshkin, Konstantin Ernst, Lyudmila Pridanova, Alexei Gromov, Mikhail Lezin, Nikita Mikharkov, Mikhail Pyatrovsky, Ilya Reznik, Alexander Tchaikovsky, Mikhail Shvedkoy. Eurovision Song Contest 2009. Channel 1 was the host broadcaster of Eurovision Song Contest 2009, announced in December 2008 in a press conference at the GUM Shopping Center. Channel 1 director Konstantin Ernst was present at the press conference. Sister channels. Channel 1 owns some digital-only television channels: Dom Kino, Cinema House, Movies, Muika Pavogard, Channel 1 Music, Vremya Time, 20th Century History, Telenyanya, TV Nanny, for children, Carousel for children, Telecafe, Television Cafe, Food,